Wendy, good evening.
Okay.
State
I'm actually Woody Moore. Weird name. It's my nickname. Sorry. And I'm at 3713 Richmond Street. So I'm about to be 17. I don't have a car. I've lived here basically my whole life. And so this river access has been like a big part of my childhood. I've been going here for as long as I can remember. When my dad was teaching me how to throw a cast net, he almost threw me in the water over there. So yeah, I've grown accustomed to having access to one of Jacksonville's most beautiful and important resources. And Edward Abbey says that he's a half-hearted enthusiast and that half of him tries to protect the world, but half of him is reserved for enjoying it. And I think that we can't be expected to foster like this love and enthusiasm for protecting our environment if we don't have access to it, if we can't get there, if we can't see the river. And what's his face, Paul Hardin, said that it wasn't a park, but it's been functioning as a park for as long as I've been alive. It's pretty big. It's big enough to have a pickup soccer game with my sister, and I grew up playing Narnia with sticks. And so it's really a resource to the community, and while it's overgrown, like as it is, it's still, you can still get to the river, and that's better than giving it to the Cowsers and the Surfaces for however much they hired Hardin for. So I'm strongly opposed to taking it away from the people, and I think that some of the underlying motives, more than being against crime, it's being against potential criminals. Us privileged white folks are kind of uncomfortable with like attracting the general public to our neighborhoods, but I think that that's a problem that we have to deal with, not by taking resources away from the public, but by changing our views. So, peace.
Ma'am, if you stand by just a minute before you go out. No demonstrations, ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, I know our guests over here know this. On the back of the blue card, you may have noticed that it says we cannot do demonstrations one way or the other. So while we appreciate your passion about it, we can't do demonstrations. Young lady, if you come back up, Councilmember Love has a question for you. That wasn't directed at you.
Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ms. Moore, I'm very proud of you coming up here. You did a great job. Now, you say you live nearby, don't you?
Yeah, I live right across the street.
Right across the street. So it's essentially your river access, is it not?
Yeah.
And did you feel afraid, or did you feel like it was dangerous at all?
I mean, not really. I've been going there since I was 2, so.
So you really enjoy it?
Yeah, I
already.
feel safe.
And if it were cleaned up and made better and had a park bench and a trash can and such, would you think it would add a lot of beauty to the
that would be super duper awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Thank you. Ma'am, one moment. Young lady, hold on. Councilman Gulliford you may want to run. Councilman Gulliford has a question.
My reputation precedes me, huh? To the president. No, this is a general question. To the president. Young lady, do you frequent it at night?
Yeah, every once in a while. I'll take a book down there. I walk my dog at night sometimes.
Are there other people down there?
Not typically. I mean, I run into some people during the day, but...
Have you seen evidence of things going on that shouldn't be going on down there?
Could you be more specific?
No. I'll let your mind go on that one, okay? I mean, because what I've heard is that there's certainly some evidence of inappropriate activity, let's say, and, I know I saw your eyebrows above that, but that's some concern, too, is that after hours it seems to be a problem.
I mean, that's never been a concern of mine. Like, the worst I've seen is beer bottles in the bushes. And I don't see people down there that much, but, I haven't run into any, drug paraphernalia or condoms or whatnot that might be...
right to the point, didn't you?
Oh, yes, sir.
Why didn't Well, and that has been expressed as some level of concern. I mean, it's hearsay, but I have heard that expressed on several occasions, which tells me. Let me be a little bit. I have a personal interest in this to the extent that being the representative and having been of the beaches and having been a former mayor, we had a similar problem with beach access. And while I believe that everybody should have free access to the great assets, I also had great concern, and we exercised great concern and took action on it for the property owners that were very much victimized adjacent to beach accesses. And so that's what I think this needs to have some consideration for them too. You agree with that, don't you?
Well, I agree, but I don't think that, like, I honestly think that if you have access to the river, like, say people are smoking pot next door, it's not the end of the world. And we're not going to stop those crimes from happening by having a place where these things can happen, because there are millions of other places where bad things happen.
Well, we could get into a great philosophical debate, but the president won't let me do that. So
Thank you for coming this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, maybe.
Mr. Holt.
Next speaker, Ben Campen, followed by William Moore, followed by Don Kusar,